Hey everyone, welcome to Ask the Expert with Ascent CU. I'm Cami and I'm your host, and I have with me today Jessica Chadwick. She's our mortgage manager. Welcome, Jessica.
Thanks for having me.
Today we're going to talk about home equity and how homeowners can utilize it. But what exactly is home equity?
Great question. So equity in your home is the percentage of the value that you own. For an example, if your home appraises for $600,000 and you have a mortgage of $400,000, that $200,000 difference is your equity in the home.
Okay, that makes sense. And considering home values are still elevated, especially here in Utah, I'm assuming most homeowners do have equity in their homes, but how can they utilize it?
So equity in your home can be utilized and thought about kind of like your own personal piggy bank. So that is value there that you can pull out and use as cash.
Oh, so we can turn this into cash. All right. So how exactly do we do that?
So there are many ways that you can do that. The first option is that you can do what we call a cash out refinance. That is when we take your first mortgage and we refinance it into a new first mortgage, but at a higher amount so you can take out value. So going back to our example on our home, if you have the $400,000 mortgage now, we would give you a $500,000 mortgage, pay off the existing $400,000 mortgage, and give you that extra $100,000 in cash.
Okay, but would you recommend that right now with the way rates are?
Honestly, I'm going to say no. We wouldn't recommend that in the stipulation that you are one of those individuals who took advantage of the historically low interest rates over the last 5 years. If you have a mortgage right now with between the 2 to 4% interest rate, it is not financially responsible to switch that to something that today would be a 6, 7, or even 8% interest rate. We would recommend doing a second mortgage instead.
Okay, so let's talk about the second mortgage. How do those work?
So there's a couple options there. The first one and the most common one is to do a home equity line of credit, or commonly called a HELOC. Those work very similar to a credit card, where you'll come in, and let's go back to our value of our home where we have the $200,000 in equity that is ours, and we want to use $100,000 of that for this home equity line of credit. So we would give you a line like the credit card up to that $100,000, and then you can choose to use that as you wish. You can pull out $5,000, you could pull out the entire $100,000. That amount is up to you.
Okay, so the amounts can change. Do the rates change?
Yes, on a home equity line of credit, it is called a variable rate mortgage. What that means is as the federal government increases and decreases the prime interest rate, your interest rate will increase and decrease along with that.
Okay. Do we have any fixed rate options to utilize equity?
We do. We have a fixed rate second mortgage. Now that functions slightly differently because instead of having a limit that you can draw from and pay back to, you draw out the entire lump sum. So in our scenario, you would take out the entire $100,000 up front, and then we would designate a term and a rate to that. So how long it will take to pay back, whether that's 7 years, 10 years, whatever we work out. And then your interest rate would stay fixed as to what we locked it into today.
Okay, so interest rate is fixed, payments are fixed.
Payments are fixed.
Okay,
Yep.
Very cool. And what exactly can homeowners use all this cash for?
So really there are no stipulations on what you can use the equity in your home for. There are some tax benefits if you use that equity for things like home improvement, putting on a new roof, increasing the efficiency of your windows, items like that. The most common use is debt consolidation. So combining other credit card debts or auto loans or things into your home equity. But really you can use it for whatever you want.
Okay, well, that sounds pretty cool. If you guys have any questions about home equity, feel free to give us a call. Our mortgage experts like Jessica are ready to help you. Phone number is 801-399-9728. Thanks, guys.